Long ago, when the earth was young and rivers still spoke in dreams, there was a village called Omrala, hidden between rolling green hills and ancient forests that whispered to the stars. It was a place where the sun rose soft and golden, and the night sky spilled diamonds across the heavens. In this village lived a young man named Kweku, broad-shouldered, soft-spoken, with eyes that carried both storms and sunshine. He was the village blacksmith's apprentice, hammering iron by day and gazing at the stars by night, wondering if somewhere beyond the hills a different life waited for him. Despite his strength and kindness, Kweku was known as the Lonely One. Some said a shadow walked with him. Others said he waited for a love promised to him before he was even born. Kweku only smiled at their whispers. He had long stopped believing in promises. It happened during the harvest festival when the entire village danced barefoot under the full moon. The drums beat like the heartbeat of the world. Laughter floated like incense into the skies. Then came the mist, thick, cold, and sudden. It coiled around the dancers' feet and made the fire crackle in protest. An eerie hush fell. Out of the mist stepped a woman. She was a vision, tall, graceful, her dress shifting colors like fish scales underwater, her hair flowing in waves of deepest black. Her eyes, her eyes, were ancient pools, dark enough to drown in. She walked straight through the crowd, untouched, unseen by many. Only Kweku saw her clearly. And when their eyes met, the world tilted. She said no words. She simply reached out her hand. And Kweku, poor, lonely Kweku, without thinking, without breathing, placed his hand in hers. They danced. No one remembered the music changing, but the drums beat to a new rhythm. Wild, fierce, old as the bones of the earth. Around them, time slowed. The villagers' faces blurred. It was only Kweku and the stranger spinning through the mist, writing a new story with every step. At dawn, the elders demanded answers. Who is she? They asked. But the woman smiled and said only, I am Naya, a gift for him who is brave enough to take me. Some warned Kweku against it. You don't marry what comes from mist and silence, they hissed. But Kweku's heart, stitched together by loneliness for too long, beat with reckless hope. They were wed at twilight. The river sang. Birds that had not been seen in years returned to the skies. Even the oldest trees seemed to bow as Kweku and Naya pledged their hearts beneath the ancient baobab tree. The seasons passed and miracles followed them. The barren fields bloomed so richly that Omrala grew fat and prosperous. Fishermen found golden-scaled fish in the river. Crops ripened twice in a year. The villagers whispered that Naya was a spirit, a blessing sent by the ancestors. Kweku cared not for whispers. He knew only that he loved her, and she him. Yet at night, strange things stirred. Sometimes, Kweku awoke to find Naya standing by the window, her silhouette faintly shimmering, as if she fought to hold her form. Sometimes he heard her speaking a language that twisted the wind and made the animals prick their ears. And sometimes, deep in the forest, he glimpsed eyes, many, watching, waiting. Still, he said nothing. Love, he believed, could conquer anything. The baobab tree stood silent, ancient, crowned in stars. At its gnarled roots, Kweku found a stone door etched with strange symbols that pulsed faintly. He hesitated. The air smelled of salt and sorrow. Still, he pressed his hand against the stone. The door sighed open. Inside was a narrow staircase, spiraling downward, lined with carvings of creatures not seen in any world Kweku knew. Beasts with too many eyes, women with the wings of smoke, kings wearing crowns of fire. At the bottom stood a mirror, tall, cracked, and humming with trapped song, and in it he saw the truth. Naya was not of the human world. She was one of the children of the deep rivers, a race of ancient spirits exiled from the other world, bound to earth by a curse. they could only free themselves by marrying a mortal whose love was pure enough to rewrite fate. By opening the door, Kweku had broken the fragile pact that kept her human. The spell was unraveling. When Kweku returned, pale and shaking, Naya was waiting. Tears streamed down her face, but her voice was steady. "You have seen," she said. She held out two objects, a feather spun from moonlight and an iron ring forged from the earth. "The feather leads to my world. Take it, and we shall rule together among stars and rivers of gold. The ring binds you here, to sorrow, to joy, to all the mortal world's burdens. But if you choose it, I must leave you forever." The choice crushed him. Kweku saw visions. With the feather, he would soar among gods, wield magic beyond dreaming. He and Naya would never grow old, never know pain. With the ring, he would live a simple life, growing old, losing friends, facing sorrow and death. He wept. Then he chose the ring. Because love, true love, is not about escaping pain. It is about choosing, even when it hurts. Naya smiled, her beauty burning brighter than 1,000 suns. She kissed Kweku once, and he felt a warmth that would never leave him. Then she dissolved into mist, carried by a wind that sang of old promises and broken chains. The villagers never spoke of her again. But Kweku, though he lived a full life, marrying, raising children, forging songs and tools alike, sometimes stood by the river at dusk, feeling the soft brush of invisible fingers against his own. And in the shimmering reflection of water, he thought he sometimes saw a woman watching him, smiling through her sorrow. He never remembered her name, but deep in his soul, something sacred and secret remained, pulsing like a second heartbeat. The river remembered, the wind remembered, the stars remembered,